Hey everybody, this is Craig from 9 Volt Games, and I have to record the video like this because my fucking basement is such a mess. I destroyed everything. Um, I moved everything around because we're going to be filming that show in my basement, and I need to make it look like a game store, so we'll see how that actually works out. But I'm going to do this video, it's kind of a request. Somebody kind of requested this. Omega Metroid 93 asked me to do my favorite scariest moments of Silent Hill in the series as a whole. I have a better idea. How about I do that at the end of the month when the Silent Hill movie comes out? Because I want to do Halloween really themed around Silent Hill. In fact, I'd like to take a little break from Silent Hill doing a video, and actually I'm going to do some of my scariest moments in games. Just, you know, most of them are recent. One of them's a throwback, but actually two of them are throwbacks. These are not like my scariest moments of all time, but these are ones that stick out. I took like 5 minutes just to write down ones, and I got, what, seven of them that get me. I need you guys to understand, when it comes to scary games, I love survival horror so much because pop scares do not get me, so I'm very judgmental on that. Like, if something pops out, it does not scare me. It hasn't done it in movies since I was a little kid. Definitely not going to do it in video games. Rarely does it if somebody actually does it to me in person. So, there's one pop scare on this list that actually scared the shit out of me, and I knew it was coming. I'm going to save that one for the end, just because you guys are going to laugh at that, maybe. No, you'll laugh at that. But number one is Scissorman. Scissorman is a tension builder, and that's what I like about him. Scissorman is antagonist from Clock Tower 1, Clock Tower 2, and they kind of have a Scissorman in 3, but he's not really. Most notably in 2, he's wearing a blue overcoat. When he enters a room, and you're in that room, you need to knock his ass out, or you need to hide until he is completely gone. When he comes, Nemesis has he has nothing on Scissorman. Scissorman will cut you down. But there goes my paper. It's not my lines, but it had my shit on it. But people who are gonna see this list are gonna go, "Oh, dude, you're not gonna put Resident Evil on there for Nemesis?" They took Nemesis from Scissorman, just to let you know, except Scissorman was a lot scarier, because he followed you through this entire place. Nemesis came at scripted events. Now granted, Scissorman does appear in areas depending on your actions. Also, Scissorman can be different people depending on your actions. But that's more of like a storyline hook. This dude can come through doors. He will find you. You need to hide really well from this man, or he will find you and he will kill you. And that was awesome because Scissorman's so old, and he was a tension builder back in the day. And I don't understand how Clock Tower didn't pick up like the other ones. Like Clock Tower 3, I know a lot of people that have Clock Tower 3, but I don't know why it didn't continue on. I mean, what? Haunting Ground? It's not Clock Tower. Please, Capcom. You know what? That's going to be my next remake this, but more like a sequelizes. But I need to move on, because I'm on my iPhone. It's going to be like 15 minutes or under. Bear in the Cabin. Not so much when the bear came out. Oh, how about I tell you the game? Bear in the Cabin from Condemned 2. Spoiler. Spoiler alert. If you're going to play Condemned 2, don't listen to this part. Skip past it for a minute. In Condemned 2, when you're in the cabin in the woods, there is a bear, a giant fucking bear, in the cabin with you, and you need to outrun him. The first initial where he comes up and swipes you, that's not what's scary. What's scary to me is I couldn't find the fucking way out. I could not find the way out. I died the first time. That was definitely one of the most shit-your-pants moments of that year, completely, for games. It was finding the way out. You couldn't fight that bear. You had to fucking run. And Condemned is not really a run game. Condemned is like a walk up to the opponent and fight him head on. You rarely have to run from something in Condemned, which was just totally changed the pace of the game, like heart-pounding pace, that quick. And I appreciate when games do that, because that's not like a jump scare, that's like a consistent, oh my god. Alright, but moving on. Alright, no spoilers this time. Resident Evil 1, the original Resident Evil 1. The Resident Evil 1 on PlayStation. Come on, man. Resident Evil 1. The hallway that takes you out to the balcony that Forrest Spire is on. Now, not the part with Forrest getting up and, you know, you kill him, you got a rocket launcher, blah, blah, blah. That's not the scary part. The scary part is the music in that hallway between the main hall and the, I don't know what you call it, it's what is it? Balcony. Yeah. That little din 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 scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. What was that? Is that a xylophone? Oh my god, that fucking hallway scared the shit out of me. There's another area in that game where the music scares the shit out of me, but the situation at that time is not as scary as when, you know, you don't know what's here in this point. The other one I'm talking about is in the garden houses. Music's scary there, but you're in the thick of the shit. You know what's out there already. When you're going out to the balcony where Forrest's body is, the game's still fresh. And the first time you did that, like, you saw blood smeared on the walls. You had this horrible xylophone music, sound like a child was making it, and you had no idea what was going to be out there, and that just scared the shit out of me. So as you can tell by these, the fear of the unknown is really what scares the shit out of me in games, and anything in real life. That's why I still run up the stairs when it's dark, when I shut the light off. Look up on holophobias, by the way. I'm on the first page because of that, just to let you know. Alright, now I have to look down because this shit fell off. Oh, Resident Evil 1 Remake on GameCube. So Resident Evil 1 gets a double appearance. Resident Evil 1 GameCube Remake. Like me, like a lot of other people who are my age, you went and you played that GameCube Remake, and you were like, alright, for the base of it, I know what I'm doing. Nothing's really going to be that scary. Most of the set pieces were exactly the same. They added that part with the Lisa lady, you know, the one in the basement. The hunchback with the melting face and the fucking chains. I'm not making fun of hunchbacks. Never mind. Anyways, all that was pretty much the same. There's nothing really super scary about it except for the whole environment of the game. And it was the first time really that Resident Evil's entire environment kind of scared you. But that's not what scared me. What scared me was when you killed zombies in the second half of the mansion, you came back and they fucking got back up and came after you. Oh my god. Crimson Heads. That's definitely one of the scariest things in the world, only because it played off of what you thought you knew. I know that kind of doesn't make sense. It basically was like Capcom put Crimson Heads in the game to fuck with previous players. Now, the worst part is most of us really already knew that Crimson Heads were coming if you read previews and stuff from Game Informer or any of those things. You fucking knew these things were coming. They still scared the shit out of you. They had fucking claws, and what's the scariest part about these zombies is that they could run. And never in Resident Evil, up until that point, where they had running zombies. That shit was scary. No running zombies up until that point. You had running monsters. These things got up. They had smoke coming out of their mouth. They had fucking claws. Their faces were red. They had sharp teeth, and they booked it at you. That was ridiculous. Alright, what else? Oh! Now, I told you I don't like pop scares. So, a lot of you guys, I noticed none of you actually ever really asked me about Dead Space. Dead Space is all pop scares. Dead Space 2 was a little bit better. Actually, I think Dead Space 1 was more of the environment that scared the shit out of people. Dead Space 2 relied a lot on pop scares from what I played so far. And there's two scary moments of Dead Space that equally share parts for me. And they're both shit your pants moments. One is when you're hanging upside down on the tram. After the tram crashes, you're hanging upside down and you're stuck. Your leg's stuck and you're shooting. That's more of an action-y part. This is the scariest part of the game to me, is right in the beginning of the game. You're in the straitjacket, and there are enemies everywhere, and you need to run. There's another one. That's a theme. You need to run. You're in the straitjacket, you need to run. You can't hit, you can't do anything. You need to run and get out of there. That's the scariest part of the entire game for me, because it had so many oh shit moments, and pretty much anything where you're defenseless is scary, especially in a game where in the first one you're a beast. You stomped fucking things to pieces. You know, you're killing people with engineering tools, and then all of a sudden you're just a submissive. You're, you know, I don't know, man. That was just so intense. That was a wicked water cooler moment. Those are the moments that I find scary, is when you have a group of people playing it, and everyone's talking about the same thing. Even if somebody's already beaten it, everyone's still talking about it. That same part, and I think that's the kind of stuff that sticks out when you're completely helpless in a game. And Dead Space, right in the beginning, man, you're helpless. But however, consistently throughout 2, you are pretty helpless pretty much the whole time. So that's why I think Dead Space 2 is a little bit better than 1. But what does that say? I can't read my own. Oh, Light to Dark in Doom 3. New players of Doom 3 who are getting the HD collection, you're not going to be able to experience this. And this was actually a big complaint of the first time around with Doom 3, and I never found it as a complaint, and it kind of pisses me off that they did this. In the Doom 3 BFG edition, they're going to have the, what do they call it? They call it the duct tape mod on PC. It's going to have a flashlight come out with your weapon. Now, they had a weapon that had a flashlight on it in Resurrection of Evil, however, in Doom 3, when you walk through dark areas, you only had your flashlight and you could use it as a melee weapon. If you wanted to shoot things, you needed to sacrifice your light completely and shoot in the dark. That shit was scary because zombies came out from everywhere. Granted, it's a set-piece game, so when you're going through multiple times, you know where everything is coming from. It takes away from the environment of the game when you're putting a flashlight on in areas that are supposed to be dark and rely on the players to either try and run, melee their way out, or completely just take shots in the dark. No pun intended. So I'm a little bummed out they're taking that out, but man, the first time around that shit was scary. Especially when you got a flashlight, and then, you know, when imps come out, if you have played it before, imps come out, you know, it glows from the ground and then they appear. Like, that shit was scary. You got your flashlight, and then all of a sudden you see one of those, so you automatically click your weapon because their hands glow, so you know where they are. And then all of a sudden you just see whoosh, imp, and then you switch your weapon, no flashlight, imp, imp, imp. That scared the shit out of me when I was stoned in 2005 playing Doom. But yeah, all right, Pop Scare. Pop Scare. This is also a Resident Evil. And this is the one pop scare that's ever really gotten me, and it's just terrible because I knew it was coming. When you're going down by the lake, the first time you're going down by the lake in Resident Evil 4, there is a sign telling you not to fuck with the water. I had a submachine gun, and I walked up to the water and I shot it. And I shot it about 15 times. And by the time I got to the 15th bullet, it fucking, like, right before I hit the water, that shit came out, the Rapala, whatever it is, the fucking, what do they call it? You know, that enemy, the big-ass fish, came out, snagged Leon, and took him down. It happened so quickly, scared the shit out of me. And I knew it was coming. I just thought it was going to be like, you know, the monster was going to come out, blah, blah, blah. It was going to be like, it was going to be corny, like the fucking alligator in Resident Evil 2. Nope, that shit came up, chomped me right back down. Scared the shit out of me. That's the one pop scare that ever got me, so laugh it up, because that's one that you know was coming. So, but yeah, those are some of my scary moments, and like I said, they're not like the best scary moments of all time. They're just ones that I got off the top of my head real quick. I could do more videos like this and be better prepared for them. But yeah, at the end of the month, I will do a Silent Hill. You'll notice, obviously, there's no Silent Hill in there. I will do scariest moments from Silent Hill. I'll do one big one from each game. How's that? Thank you guys for watching.